Rainwater harvesting in India. In this module, you will learn about rainwater harvesting as a viable technique for conserving water. History tells us that Indians have been great water harvesters since centuries. Rainwater harvesting means collecting and storing rainwater for future use. The tradition of rainwater harvesting goes back to the Harappan civilization during 3000 to 1500 BCE. At Dholavira in the Great Run of Kutch in Gujarat, a network of reservoirs were created all around the settlement to harvest rainwater. Rainwater harvesting is typically practiced in arid and semi-arid regions. Considering the disadvantages and protests against various multi-purpose river projects, rainwater harvesting is thought to be an effective alternative. Since ancient India, people have been well aware of the rainfall regimes and the soil types in various parts of the country. In addition, people were aware of the ecological conditions and water requirements across the country. Based on this, they developed various methods to harvest rainwater. To harvest rainwater for agricultural use in mountainous regions of India, people built diversion channels such as gulls or khulds of the Western Himalayas. Water diverted through the khulds is stored in tanks and released as required. As the arid regions of Rajasthan, where there is scarcity of drinking water, rooftop rainwater harvesting is a common practice to store drinking water. Other use of rainwater harvesting in Rajasthan is for drinking purposes. In the arid and semi-arid regions of Rajasthan, such as Barmer, Bikaner, and Phalodi regions, drinking water is stored in underground tanks or tankas which are built inside the houses. These tanks could be as large as the size of a room with dimensions around 6.1 meters deep, 4.27 meters long and 2.44 meters wide. The tanks or tankas are reservoirs of rooftop rainwater harvesting systems. These tanks are connected to the rooftops through pipes. Therefore, rainwater which would have gone waste otherwise is stored in an underground tank. Usually, the first spell of rain is not collected as it brings down impurities. The rainwater stored in tanks is used when other sources dry up. The rainwater, locally known as Palar Pani, is the purest and the most reliable source of drinking water of the arid and semi-arid regions. In addition to being common in Rajasthan, rooftop rainwater harvesting has been a popular practice in the remote village of Gendathur, Karnataka in India. This village has set an example by successfully practicing rainwater harvesting. Nearly 200 houses in this village meet their water requirements through rooftop rainwater harvesting systems. The state of Tamil Nadu is known for its saga of water scarcity. However, now the situation is gradually changing owing to a mandate by the Tamil Nadu government requiring all households to harvest rainwater. This is in fact the first and the only state which has implemented the practice of rainwater harvesting as a mandate. Maybe you know that Cherrapunji and Mawsynram receive highest rainfall in the world. But to our surprise, Shillong, the capital city of Meghalaya, which is situated at 55 kilometers from Cherrapunji and Mawsynram, faces acute water shortage. Hence, rooftop rainwater harvesting is a common practice resorted for collecting and storing rainwater here. In addition to rooftop harvesting and other rainwater harvesting methods, another method that has been implemented since ancient times in Meghalaya is the bamboo drip irrigation system. This method is used to tap streams at the hilltops and transport water to the lower reaches for irrigation. This unique method enables irrigation without any wastage of water. In this module, you have learned the following. Rainwater harvesting means collecting and storing rainwater for future use. Rainwater harvesting is typically practiced in arid and semi-arid regions. To harvest rainwater for agriculture in mountainous regions, people built diversion channels like gulls or khills of the western Himalayas. In Bengal, inundation channels are built in the floodplains along the rivers to facilitate irrigation of fields. The arid regions of Rajasthan experience scarcity of drinking water. Here, rooftop rainwater harvesting is practiced to store drinking water.
For someone in an urban or a city environment that has a very small piece of property, this may be just the thing for you. Okay, as you can see, we rushed out here. It was pouring like a bandit for about 3 or 4 minutes. We got the gear. It's been set up ready to go for 3 days here. We donned our equipment and ran out. As you can see, the water was running down here. We've got
rainwater harvesting. India, which is home to 16% of the world's total population, has access to only 4% of the world's total water resources to fulfill its water needs. This limited supply could easily deplete further or be made unusable by overutilization and population. Therefore, the need of the hour is water conservation, or what is referred to as water harvesting. Water harvesting encompasses all the different methods of conserving and collecting rainwater. One such method is rainwater harvesting and another is recharging groundwater. Rainwater harvesting involves either collecting the rainwater directly or recharging it to the ground to improve groundwater storage. And how does rainwater harvesting benefit us? It raises the groundwater level, checks rainwater flow, which prevents soil erosion, prevents rainwater pollution, and helps meet water demands during the dry season. And all of this can be accomplished with nothing more than house rooftops to collect the water and small PVC pipes to channelize the water into underground pits and sumps. Recharging groundwater is the modern version of rainwater harvesting. In this, pits, trenches and dug wells are constructed to collect water. The collected water then feeds and raises the level of groundwater. Did you know that rainwater harvesting is an ancient Indian tradition dating back to 4500 BC? Yes, in fact, it has been practiced for hundreds of years in Assam, Karnataka, Gujarat and Rajasthan. This ancient tradition was given a much-needed impetus by the Government of India with the formulation of the National Water Policy, a policy that provides for the optimum and judicious utilization, management and conservation of India's water resources. The aim of this policy is to link river basins and then transfer water from one basin to another for the optimum use of the available water. The National Water Policy also exhorts the general public to assist the government in its mission to conserve water so as to minimize our water woes.